Hey, good morning, welcome to the vlog. So, my name is Paul and this is Way of Life. I have to do an intro just so you know who I am, just in case you don't. I'm going to talk about CANuary. I'm going to give you an introduction in a sec, but I'm going to just go for a bit of a plug and then I'll talk about it afterwards. So, here is what CANuary is all about. It's that time of year again where I switch it up. I stopped picking up all types of trash and I focus on one type of trash. So for the last few years in January, I've changed it into Energy CANuary, where I focus on just picking up energy drinks. No soft drinks, no beer, nothing else. This last January, just from the month of January, just running around Haarlem, I picked up 2,500. It's staggering. Now in 2023, the Dutch government are bringing the deposit system on aluminium cans, which is fantastic, but they've delayed it. It's not coming in January, it's coming in April now. So I'm switching it up too. I'm changing Energy CANuary into just CANuary. I'm going to be focusing on all types of drink, and I'm going to be counting how many I get of energy drinks, how many beer, and how many soft drinks I pick up. Let's see how many I get just the month of January. And I'll give you details of how you can join in the next few days. In fact, there's even a giveaway. Cool, eh? Let's make 2023 a great start by using the hashtag CANuary in the month of January. Okay, so CANuary is just about me picking up aluminium cans during the month of January around Haarlem, just around the place where I live in the Netherlands, and only picking up cans just on my daily runs. So here are the results. That's another 2 bags done. I'm just going to go and run and enjoy the dunes now in my Hyperion Max. Shameless plug. I'll do a bit of montage running in the dunes and I'll tell you when I get to a quiet spot. Man, it's cool weather. Okay, just stopping my run there. Wow, it's great getting out for a run again. With CANuary, when I'm just picking up cans, because there's a can everywhere, I don't really get a proper run in. So I've been a month without just saying, no, I'm only running now, I'm not picking up trash. So fantastic. And these Hyperion Max shoes are awesome, but more about that another time. So, right, what does CANuary mean to me? I'm going to start off with something controversial. You can't make any conclusions about trends and data like this. If you plog and you pick up trash, there are so many variables that you just can't, it doesn't matter how much you do, you cannot put a trend against it. Oh, we've seen a reduction like this. The only thing that's saying is you've seen a reduction in what you picked up, not what's really happening. I know, I'll give you one example. If I get up 5 minutes late, it could mean that the difference that the council have picked up trash. Suddenly, instead of finding 8 cans on a street, I don't find any, and that's just because of timing. It's the same thing with plastic bottles. We've seen the deposit now in the Netherlands for a year or so. Yes, there are less plastic bottles, but don't tell me by how much. It could be that people, instead of buying cans, they are still dropping the same thing. It's just it's not plastic, it's now an aluminium can. there are just two, and I know this because, well, I'm going to say this because I still pick up a lot of plastic bottles, and so maybe the number of cans has gone up because people are buying more cans and bottles. So there are all these reasons. We've had the pandemic that are so fundamental to the numbers that we pick up. But what can we say then? We can say that there is a load of cans on the ground, a ridiculous number of cans that are just recyclable. Most of the trash I pick up is recyclable. It's just, it's going on the streets. And it's heartbreaking. Truly heartbreaking. We've got to change behaviours. I am so excited about the deposit system coming to the Netherlands for cans, and it's coming in April. And I truly hope that I don't pick up many cans next January, but I will be picking up cans, and it's because people have got the wrong attitude. It's the same thing with plastic spoons. It is worse if there's a plastic spoon on the ground, but if I find a bamboo spoon on the ground, which I've found today, what's really the difference? It's that behaviour. Someone has consciously thrown a spoon, doesn't matter if it's plastic, doesn't matter if it's bamboo, on the ground, and those are the behaviours that we need to change, and that's what I'm so passionate about. So the deposit system, bring it on. Let's make an impact. Is it enough to change behaviours? I don't know, but that's where I come in. That's where ploggers come in. That's where other people come in to say, look, that is part of the solution, but we need to get brands to work at convincing their consumers to not drop it. We need to get governments to change policies so they don't drop it, maybe increase the deposit amount, make it really so valuable that they won't drop it. Or maybe what we need to do as ploggers is influence the people to change their behaviours, inspire them to say, seriously, we are so beautiful and it's such a beautiful planet, why are you trashing it? So those numbers are truly shocking, and there are some things that shock me even more. I was really expecting the energy drinks to be so far ahead, but really, and the numbers are coming up on the screen now, the numbers for the other type of cans were shocking, and that's something I didn't really know until I did these counts. So counts are really great. These numbers and the data is really great for give you insights, but just don't draw too many conclusions just haphazardly. What else have I learned? I've learned that 50 meters is an important distance. For the amount that I ran and the distance between cans, it's something like 50 meters. If you just walk on a street and you see a piece of trash every 50 meters, you don't realize how much trash there is. But think about how many streets there are. Think about how many roads in your town, in your city, in your country, in the world. And if there's one every 50 meters, that is just a ridiculous amount of trash on the streets. That 50 meters between cans is so important. It hides the trash from us so that we can ignore it, but in reality, it's shocking. It's truly shocking. We need to change behaviour. So that 50 meters. And another stat that shocked me was if I put all of those cans that I collected in that month in a line, it was 1 kilometre long. 1 kilometre of aluminium that is so recyclable. It's shocking. And now I'm going to leave you with a concern. This is not a reason to not do it, and if any brand uses this as a reason that they shouldn't have the deposit system, then they have to come and see me, because this is a worry I have, but it shows why we need to change behaviours. One thing that will happen, and it did happen when the plastic bottles come in, is that people start going, oh, there's money on the ground, they're going to pick them up. So again, with those numbers that we see, did you not find any? Is it because someone else picked it up before you because they get the money? So I know that that's happened. That happened when the plastic bottles came in. Some kids came up to me and said, have you got any plastic bottles? Can I have them? Can I have them? So the same thing's going to happen with aluminium cans. The amount of aluminium cans on the side of the road in the central reservation is shocking. I am truly worried that some kids are going to run across the street to get those cans for the money, and there's going to be an accident. something tragic could easily happen because someone threw their can out of the car because they didn't want to take it in their car just in case it spilled to drop on their carpet inside. They just threw it out the car window. They are responsible for that tragedy. It's not the deposit system. I am truly scared that this is going to happen just because of the number of cans that I found, and it's not going to change overnight. It's going to take a while for it to get into people's consciousness. So I am worried about that. I really hope it won't happen, but yeah, it's a bit of a, it's not exactly the positive I want to leave on, so let's leave on a positive. I picked up nearly 8,000 cans. A friend of mine, John, who organises the park run in Haarlem, he picked up 1,600 cans in Haarlem. I actually avoided the areas where he was because I knew it'd be clean. We got nearly 10,000 cans off the streets in one place in the Netherlands in 1 month. That is pretty awesome, and that's what I want to leave you with. So if you've enjoyed this, please give it a subscribe, give it a like, give it a thumbs up and all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one, which is going to be quite a fun one, I think. So I'm doing something fun next week. Anyway, I'll leave you with a nice montage now. Cool. Have a great